Still to come, we're following a former professional boxer's guardianship. That's why we're bringing in legal expert Danielle Mayoras to go over the process. Joining us today with tips on guardianship and conservatorship, we have legal expert Danielle Mayoras at the desk with us. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So what is happening with Tommy Hearns?
Well, there's been a lot of court hearings going on and a lot of fighting between family members. But at the end of the day, the judge decided that Hearns, who's 67 years old right now, needs a guardianship and conservatorship. And he decided to appoint one of his children, Ronald Hearns, in those capacities. Essentially what that means is that Hearns no longer has any control over his medical and financial decisions. Instead, his son does.
Okay, now I know you said both are needed here, but in some cases, there's a difference, right? Can you break down the difference between guardianship and conservatorship?
Yeah. Sometimes someone needs both and sometimes they don't. But a guardianship covers medical decisions. So where someone's going to live, surgery, medication, and treatment. Whereas a conservatorship is a financial end. So paying bills, investing money, things along those lines.
We've seen this in headlines, I think, mostly with celebrities because their lives are so publicized. Britney Spears kind of comes to mind. Is it typical for these cases to turn into family fights?
Oftentimes they do, not all the time, but we see a lot of that in our office. And there's a few different reasons. When we talk about guardianships and conservatorships, this is a drastic legal remedy. And we're basically taking away someone's legal rights when we appoint individuals to act as guardian and conservator. So you can imagine that it leads to a lot of issues with families. Maybe they disagree about where someone should live or how their money should be handled. So there's all sorts of control issues about who's going to be making these decisions. And when we have second or third marriage situations or issues where there's tension or sibling rivalries, it makes it even more challenging, and we generally see more fighting in those circumstances.
I would love to ask you something tied to that. You just spoke to the weight of this decision and you're, in theory, taking away someone's rights. So what are the things that a judge is looking at before appointing someone in that conservatorship or guardianship capacity?
They're going to want to see some type of medical documentation, a doctor's letter, some information to determine whether or not an individual actually needs to have someone else appointed. And they'll appoint someone called a guardian ad litem, which is basically a court-appointed attorney that's going to go out, meet with someone like Hearns as well as his family members, and this individual is going to report back to the judge. We consider them kind of the eyes and the ears of the court. And so they're going to make some recommendations that the judge will be able to take into account when making their decision.
All right, Danielle Mayoras, thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you
your
so
time.
much, Rochelle.